Have you ever noticed something mysterious about 3 a.m.? The world is silent, phones stop buzzing, traffic disappears, and suddenly thoughts become louder than noise. For many older adults, 3 a.m. is not just a time on the clock, it is a moment of awakening, reflection, and sometimes worry. Have you ever experienced that strange moment when you suddenly wake up at 3 a.m. and wonder, why now? The world is quiet, the house is still, and yet the mind seems unusually active. For many older adults, this is not an uncommon experience. But what appears to be a sleep disturbance can actually be a meaningful invitation to understand the deeper rhythms of life. As we age, our bodies naturally change. Sleep becomes lighter, hormones shift, and small discomforts that once went unnoticed begin to surface. Yet if we pause and reflect honestly, the awakening at 3 a.m. is often not just physical, it is emotional and mental. The silence of the night removes distractions, and suddenly the mind begins to replay memories, worries, unfinished conversations, and unanswered questions. In the busy daylight hours, we are experts at distraction. We talk, we work, we scroll, we watch, and we move from one task to another. But at 3 a.m., distraction disappears and reflection begins. The mind whispers thoughts that were ignored during the day. Regrets may visit, gratitude may surface, or sometimes loneliness quietly sits beside us. And this can feel uncomfortable, but it can also be deeply transformative. The real challenge is not waking up, it is the story we tell ourselves after waking up. If the mind immediately reacts with frustration, "Oh no, I cannot sleep. Tomorrow will be terrible," anxiety begins to grow. But if the mind gently accepts the moment and says, "This is a quiet pause gifted to me," peace begins to emerge. The same situation, two completely different experiences, shaped only by perspective. Many older adults carry invisible emotional weight accumulated over years. Responsibilities fulfilled, losses experienced, dreams achieved, and dreams left behind. These emotions do not vanish, they patiently wait for silence to be heard. And 3 a.m. becomes that silent listener. Instead of resisting this moment, we can transform it into a space of healing. A few slow breaths, a gentle prayer, or simply recalling moments of gratitude can shift the entire emotional experience. It is also important to remember that sleep is not only a biological process but an emotional one. A restless mind often creates a restless night. Practices such as light daytime movement, sunlight exposure, reduced caffeine, meaningful conversations, and emotional expression can significantly improve sleep quality. But perhaps the most powerful practice is learning to release what we cannot control and accept what life has already written. Imagine viewing 3 a.m. not as a problem, but as a sacred pause, a moment where life slows down enough for wisdom to appear. In these quiet hours, the heart often speaks truths that noise hides. Sometimes forgiveness happens at 3 a.m., sometimes gratitude blooms, sometimes clarity arrives, and sometimes we simply rediscover our connection with ourselves. So the next time you wake up at 3 a.m., do not rush into worry. Sit with the silence. Breathe gently. Smile at the moment. Life may not be disturbing your sleep. It may be inviting your awareness. Because true rest does not begin when the body lies down. It begins when the heart feels light, the mind feels calm, and the soul feels grateful. And when that inner peace grows, even 3 a.m. becomes not an interruption, but a quiet blessing. There is something deeply fascinating about the quiet hours of the night. When the clock gently shows 3 a.m., the world seems paused, as if life itself has taken a soft breath. For many older adults, this moment is familiar, waking up unexpectedly, staring into the darkness, and wondering why sleep has slipped away. But what if this moment is not a disturbance, but a gentle invitation to listen more closely to ourselves? As life progresses, the body naturally evolves. Sleep cycles shift, energy patterns change, and the depth of rest may not feel the same as it once did. Yet beyond biology, there is another dimension at play, the landscape of the mind and heart. During the day, we are surrounded by noise, responsibilities, conversations, and distractions that keep deeper thoughts quietly waiting in the background. At 3 a.m., however, the silence removes all filters, allowing those thoughts to step forward. Sometimes memories arrive like old friends, reminding us of moments that shaped our journey. Sometimes worries knock on the door, asking questions about health, family, or the future. and sometimes emotions that were postponed during busy hours gently request attention. This experience can feel unsettling, but it also holds the potential for growth and healing. The real difference lies in our interpretation. If waking up at 3 a.m. is seen as a problem to fight, the mind becomes restless and anxious. But if the same moment is viewed as a quiet pause offered by life, the experience transforms into something peaceful and reflective. Perspective does not change the situation, it changes the emotional experience of the situation. Many older adults carry a lifetime of stories, responsibilities fulfilled, relationships nurtured, losses endured, lessons learned, and dreams that evolved with time. These stories create emotional layers that occasionally surface in moments of silence. Instead of resisting them, embracing these moments with compassion can create profound inner peace. A few gentle breaths, a silent prayer, or recalling small moments of gratitude can shift the atmosphere of the mind from tension to calmness. Sleep is deeply connected to emotional well-being. A heavy heart often leads to a restless night, while a peaceful mind encourages natural rest. Daily habits such as light physical movement, exposure to sunlight, meaningful social interactions, and reducing stimulants can support better sleep. Yet beyond routines, emotional release plays a crucial role. Forgiveness, acceptance, and letting go of unresolved burdens lighten the heart and create space for deeper rest. Imagine treating 3 a.m. as a sacred pause, a moment where life slows down enough for clarity to emerge. In this stillness, wisdom often whispers. It may remind us to appreciate the present, to release unnecessary worries, or simply to acknowledge the beauty of being alive. These quiet hours can become moments of connection with our inner selves, offering comfort rather than discomfort. The next time sleep fades at 3 a.m., there is no need for frustration. Instead, gently observe the silence. Breathe slowly and allow the moment to exist without resistance. Life may not be interrupting your rest. It may be offering a moment of awareness. True sleep does not begin only when the body relaxes. It begins when the mind feels safe. The heart feels light and gratitude fills the soul. And when that inner harmony grows, even the quiet awakening at 3 a.m. can feel less like a problem and more like a peaceful blessing. There is a quiet mystery hidden in the early hours of the morning. When the clock touches 3 a.m., the world falls into a deep stillness, and suddenly, the mind becomes louder than the surroundings. Many older adults experience this awakening and often feel concerned, wondering why sleep escapes them at this specific hour. Yet sometimes, what appears to be a disturbance is actually an opportunity disguised in silence. As the years pass, the body naturally undergoes changes. Sleep becomes lighter. Biological rhythms shift, and even small discomforts can interrupt rest. But beyond physical reasons, there is a deeper emotional dimension. During the day, distractions keep us busy, conversations, responsibilities, entertainment, and routines fill our attention. At night, especially at 3 a.m., these distractions fade away, leaving us alone with our thoughts. In this silence, memories often revisit. Some bring warmth, reminding us of love, achievements, and meaningful experiences. Others bring questions, regrets, or worries that were quietly waiting for attention. This can feel uncomfortable, but it also reflects something beautiful, the mind's natural desire to process life's experiences and seek emotional balance. The important thing is not the awakening itself, but how we respond to it. If the mind reacts with frustration, "Why can't I sleep?" tension grows and sleep becomes even more distant. But if we gently accept the moment and observe it without resistance, the experience changes. Acceptance transforms restlessness into calm observation, and awareness replaces anxiety. Older adulthood often carries a rich emotional history. Years of caring for family, facing challenges, celebrating joys, and navigating losses create layers of emotions that sometimes remain unspoken. At 3 a.m., these emotions may surface not to disturb us, but to be acknowledged and released. When we allow ourselves to feel without judgment, healing begins quietly within. Simple practices can turn this moment into a peaceful experience. Slow breathing relaxes the nervous system. Gratitude softens emotional tension. Gentle prayer or reflection creates a sense of connection and comfort. Instead of fighting wakefulness, embracing it as a brief pause can reduce stress and eventually invite natural sleep back. Sleep is not just a physical process, it is deeply emotional and psychological. A mind filled with worry struggles to rest, while a heart filled with acceptance finds it easier to relax. Daytime habits such as exposure to sunlight, light physical activity, meaningful social interaction, and reducing stimulants can support better sleep patterns. Yet perhaps the most powerful habit is emotional release, forgiving, letting go, and accepting life's imperfections. Imagine seeing 3 a.m. as a sacred moment rather than a problem, a moment where life slows down enough for self-awareness to emerge. In this quiet space, clarity often appears. The mind may gently remind us of what truly matters: relationships, gratitude, inner peace, and presence. These realizations rarely come during busy hours, they emerge when silence creates room for reflection. The next time you wake at 3 a.m., there is no need to fear the moment. Instead, observe the stillness around you and within you. Breathe gently and remind yourself that this is simply a pause in the rhythm of life. Sometimes life does not interrupt sleep to trouble us, it pauses sleep to deepen our awareness. True rest is not only about hours of sleep, but about the calmness of the mind and lightness of the heart. And when that inner peace grows, even the quiet awakening at 3 a.m. can feel less like an inconvenience and more like a gentle blessing.